Hello everyone, welcome back to our show and of course Heart of the Home here at Meadow Hall at Meadow Event Park. With me, the amazing Chef John Maxwell, and today we've got a secret recipe for soup.
Oh, well, it's not going to be secret for long, that's for sure. But the important thing about this soup is that it's gluten-free and vegan. Right, so it hits all of those contemporary buttons. Right? I've turned the heat on underneath here. It's hot, so getting hot rather. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. We got that working. I'm going to add some garlic to it.
So it's going to start smelling fantastic.
Yes, it wouldn't be Italian without garlic.
No.
So I've got the garlic working in there. Going to just wait for a second for that to happen. I'm going to add some green onion or some scallion bottoms that I've sliced. Add that in there. So there's onions and garlic sauteing in there. And next is going to be one of Virginia's premier crops.
Yes.
Right, corn. So I'm going to add the corn in there. Now you can use fresh corn cut off the cob, or you can use frozen, or you can use canned. Either way, this is a pretty versatile recipe for soup.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Stir this around. Oh, you hear that singing to us?
What about these peppers here? When do they go?
Yeah, we got the seeds out of those yet?
Okay, I'm working on it, Chef. Yes, Chef.
Right. Okay. Now we're going to season this up a little bit with some Asian spices. And I've got two over here. One is called garam masala, and the other one is called curry powder. Now everybody has heard of curry powder. They might not have heard of garam masala.
Right.
Curry powder is got a lot of spiciness to it. Usually there's about 20 different spices in a good curry powder. Right? And you add that in early in your cooking process. So we're going to add that in now.
Do I get to cut this too?
Yeah.
Little strips like that?
Just little strips like that. Is that knife okay for you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's a pretty big knife. All right, so I'm adding the curry powder in here because it's spicy and as it cooks, it blooms and more of the spice comes out. All right, so let's stir that around. Now we're going to add coconut milk. We're going to add 2 cans of what's called light coconut milk. You can smell that curry beginning to work. All right. Now we're going to add
it smells really good.
Thai chili paste. About a good solid teaspoon and a half of Thai.
So will this be spicy?
It'll be a bit spicy, yeah. This is, as I said, this is gluten-free and vegan. So there's a lot of the flavor elements that most of us are used to having in food that are not in here. And it has a tendency to be flat if you don't use some good spices in it. So. All right, we're going to add a little bit of cilantro.
Okay.
All right.
Is it fresh cilantro or does it matter?
I always use fresh, but that's because I grow it at home.
Okay.
But there really isn't a problem. Any of these herbs that I use, you can use dried. You know, all that's kind of missing from them is water.
Okay.
Right? Especially if I'm making a soup, I could add dried cilantro in it, and in 10 minutes it's going to be reconstituted essentially in the soup. Same thing with dried parsley. And I'm going to add some green onion. Stir that around, and now we're going to add something for volume. I'm going to add some rice drink.
Okay.
About 2 cups of that.
But if people need your recipe,
Just go to chefjohnmaxwell.com, and the recipes and this video will be up there.
Okay, there's your peppers, which add another beautiful color to the soup.
Now what we've got to do is just kind of go.
Nope, you know the grandma said, watch pot never boils. Do we want it to boil?
Do we want to test that? All right, this is boiling. It's starting up.
Even if we did watch it?
Yes, indeed. All right, so that's working beautifully. Now it's time for the garam masala. I told you that the curry powder was for heat and warmth and goes in first so it has a chance to really work. All right, the garam masala goes in at the end because it's mostly aromatics. This is for just the bouquet. All right, now it's ready to go. Let me get a bowl.
Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells wonderful.
All right, so now let's set this out front here where you guys can see it and see how those colors are just jumping in that soup. That's a corn and rice drink soup, gluten-free, vegan.
Every week, we make recipes using great Virginia-grown food. We make them in our kitchen so you can make them in your kitchen. Join us next week on Heart of the Home when we get to play with more great Virginia food.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on Chef Maxwell's website, chefjohnmaxwell.com.